Hello, my name's Kathleen. I'm one of the spirit operators, and today the video is about the one law that rules us all, rules everything. This law rules our life, everyone's lives, rules the universe, absolutely everything that exists. All comes down to this one law throughout the 3 times. So everything that's ever happened in the past happened because of this one law. Everything that happens to us now is all due to the same one law, and everything that will happen in the future, again, comes down to this one law. Okay? Absolutely everything. Everything you experience, everything that exists, is because of this one law. And that one law is the law of cause and effect. It applies to everything. Everything that happens to you, good things, bad things, neutral things, everything that you own in life, everything that has ever happened to you in your life, everything that will happen to you in the future, is because of cause and effect. Without the cause, there is no effect. Everything that happens where you live. So the home that you live in is due to this law. The neighborhood, everything that happens in your neighborhood comes down to this law. There has to be a cause in order for things to happen, in order for there to be an effect. So if you live in a good neighborhood, there is reasons for that. If you live in a bad neighborhood, there are reasons for that. And the same thing applies to where you work or go to school. Are you having a good experience? Do you have a boss or a teacher that treats you well? Do your fellow students or employees get along with you? Is it a good environment? Is it a bad environment? Again, there are causes for that. Your country that you live in, the things that happen to you, happen to you, the country you live in, the people in the country that you live in. Even when it comes down to hurricanes or tornadoes, the weather that you experience, everything, there's a cause, okay? All the good things that happen, all the bad things that happen, all have a cause. So, let's take a look at this. There's a seed, and the seed is planted. It needs all the right conditions for the seed to grow, to be nourished. Sunshine, water, nourishment, right? And that helps the seed to grow, and then that becomes the tree. So the cause of the tree is the seed, okay? Then when that tree grows and matures, it will then be the cause of new seeds and new trees. And that's how cause and effect works. Everything can be taken back to the cause. Everything you experience, everything around you, all the objects that you have around you, the chair you're sitting in, the cell phone or whatever device you're watching this video on, there's a cause, and the effect is the chair or the cell phone or whatever you have around you. It started as an idea, then someone created it. It went through all the process of becoming the object, the story, the piece of art, whatever. There is always a cause. Nothing can happen without a cause. I'll repeat that. Nothing can happen without a cause. There was no idea, then the object wouldn't exist. If there was no seed, there would be no tree. And that's important Because all the good things that happen, there is a cause. All the bad things that happen, there is a cause. So if you want to eliminate bad things from happening, then you need to eliminate what causes bad things from happening. If you only want good things to happen, you need to increase good things, good causes, to make the good appear, right? Okay, so if you want less suffering in your life, then you need to stop causing harm to others. Because the only reason you experience suffering, the only reason that you experience any harm, the only reason that you experience any frustration or, just bad things happening in general, is all down to your past behavior. The past behavior of this life, but in reality, it's past behavior of previous lives. If you want good things to happen, then you need to increase the good things you do for others. Help others. Be kind to others. Okay? And that will increase your happiness in the future. That will increase the good things that happen to you. If you think you're going to benefit by harming someone else, you will suffer in the future. Absolutely guaranteed, because it's cause and effect. It is the law of life, of everything. If you want good things to happen, then you need to do good things. So anything good that happens in your life is because of good things you've done previously. It's that simple. It really is. If you want the environment you live in, your neighborhood or your yard, to be beautiful, then you need to create the cause for that. Fix the lawn, plant a garden, pick up the litter, be kind to your neighbors. It grows. It all comes down to the cause and effect. So if you want a certain effect, you need to create the cause. And you can't go back and change what's happened in the past, and you can't change what's going to happen to you now. But you can change what's going to happen to you in the future. And there will still be negative things that will happen because of previous causes. Okay? But to change what you want to happen in the future, then you need to change your behavior now. Do more positive things. Do more good things for others. And do less negative things and less harm to others. And that will benefit you in the future. If you want to eliminate all of your suffering and only experience bliss, then you need to lose your attachment for self. Basically, get over yourself. It's a hard lesson to learn, and it takes a long time to be able to do it, but it's something that you can work on continually. And just focus on others. Being concerned for the well-being and welfare of others. To bring happiness into their life if you can. To help them. And that's the only way that you will eliminate all of your suffering. And have only bliss. Just get over yourself. Focus and concentrate on others. Because when we harm others, when we engage in negative actions, we trap ourselves in suffering. Cause and effect. It is the only law when it comes to life and existence. Okay, well, I hope that's been clear. And I hope it's been helpful. And yeah, it could be something you might not have wanted to hear. But please think it over, contemplate it, because it is truly the only law that rules over our lives. So please be careful of your actions in the future. Thank you so much for watching.